Excuse me, kind sir. Hey man, I love that AP. Dude.
No, don't do it.
But I would not recommend that, ladies, because next time they'll be saying Nicki Minaj is careless, and she telling people herself.
No, Matty boy can't say careless, Nicki Minaj.
Welcome back to dancehall scene, people. Mavado's son and co-accused is happy to be acquitted of murder. The Court of Appeal cites several blunders made by trial judge Crown not seeking retrial. No, Dante Brooks, the son of popular international dancehall artist Mavado, was greeted with screams of joy from jubilant family members and friends who rushed to his side as he walked free from the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center in Kingston yesterday. Freedom Street, my brother, and hot I love man, one family member shouted as Brooks' sister jumped into his arms, embracing him tightly. Brooks and co-accused Andre Hines, who had nearly spent 4 years in prison for the murder of Lorenzo Thomas, were freed by the Court of Appeal yesterday. Both men declined to speak with the media after walking out into freedom. However, Brooks' lawyer Hugh Wilderman said, "He's so happy, he's so excited, and he's thanking us profusely." Hines' attorney Kemar Robinson said his client was super elated. Today is his grandmother's birthday and he went straight to see her after being freed. Brooks and Hines were convicted in January 2021 and both given life sentences, had their convictions quashed, and sentences set aside by Justices Marva McDonald Bishop, David Fraser and Kiscock Lane, who heard the appeal last December. The judges cited the trial judge's error in treatment of the identification evidence, which was unreliable, uncredible, issues with the sole eyewitness as reasons for acquittal. Trial judge Ta'Quetley warned himself of the dangers inherent in the identification evidence combined with deficiencies in his treatment of the identification and matters going to the credibility of the prosecution's sole witness, resulted in the applicants being deprived of safeguards developed by law to prevent the ghastly risk of conviction on unreliable evidence of identification. They said this in the published judgment. The appellate judges also commended the prosecution for acknowledging the judge's error and for not seeking a retrial. Now this is going to be a testimony of the father. Brooks, who was 18 years old at the time of his sentence in home circuit court, was ordered by Judge Leighton Pusey to serve 22 years before parole. He was also slapped with a 15-year sentence for arson and 20-year sentence for illegal possession of firearm. The two were arrested and charged in connection with home invasion on a live-in of Thomas in St. Andrew community of Cassava Peace on June 5, 2018. Prosecutors led evidence that Brooks and Hines were among 5 men who entered the house, shot Thomas, and then pushed his father into another room. They were accused of attempting to sever Thomas' head before aborting that plan because the machete was too dull. They then allegedly poured gasoline on the house and the body before setting both on fire. Prosecutors relied on the eyewitness testimony of Thomas' father, who indicated that he knew his son's unalivers from the community and had not only seen the face of both men, but had also recognized them by their voices. Now, among Brooks' grounds of appeal were that the trial judge had erred in eliciting and admitting hearsay evidence, not directing himself on the question of the appellant's alibi, failing to properly direct himself on the question of the voice or the question of voice identification, and failing to warn himself adequately of the dangers of mistaken identification recognition. His legal team also argued that the judge placed considerable reliance solely on the truthfulness of the witness as opposed to the accuracy of the identification. Hines' grounds included that the no-case submission ought to have been properly upheld by the trial judge, that credibility, as one of the foremost issues in the trial, was not appropriately analyzed by the court, thereby causing insuperable prejudice to the appellants, and that no judicial safeguards were applied by the trial judge in relation to the evidence of voice identification he relied upon to the ground. His findings of guilt and eventual convictions of the appellants. He further emphasized that it was not enough for the judge to determine the issue of identification by considering his own opinion and whether the witness was truthful, instead of considering whether Thomas' identification of Brooks was accurate. In arguing that the trial judge did not correctly follow Turnbull's principles, a guiding standard in criminal cases, Wildman highlighted that he failed to give a specific indication of how the question of voice identification should be dealt with and did not demonstrate that he appealed those principles. No, ladies and gentlemen, with that excerpt right there, we're getting to understand that due to technicalities with evidence and identification, Mavado's son is now free. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good look for Mavado. Mavado hasn't been in Jamaica for a long time, and there was speculation saying that he hasn't been back to Jamaica because the system want to get Mavado as well. No, Mavado lost his mom and he didn't went to the funeral. So that in itself shows how serious this case is. Now, with the release of his son, we are looking to see Mavado make his return to Jamaica. In other news, we have Spice winning the cultural clash here. We're going to play a little video for you guys so you guys can see the celebration. We see Skeng, we see Skillibang all in one video right here.
What's the next one, give it? That is it! Dig it, man! I'm on the third One Spice Army! None of them! Spice Army! No boy! None of them! No boy! No boy!
That's actually a great look for the dancehall culture. Big up to Spice and, big up to Team Spice for winning the cultural clash. We also have in other news as well, people. We have a funny video, Kevon Arts. Shout out to Kevon Arts. He did a cartoon meme, pretty much with Blamdem and Nicki Minaj and, Rosalie and all of these people on TikTok. I find it very funny and creative. Shout out to Kevon Arts.
But I would not recommend that, ladies, because next time they'll be saying Nicki Minaj is careless, and she telling people herself.
No batty boy can't say careless, Nicki Minaj. Come and say I'm a millionaire now. I do it internationally. Me no watch when they talk. But I say me bring them down day and night.
Okay.
Nicki, we can ask our question.
You just did.
Jaden, please. Now me make disgrace you.
Talk your mother, you. We're going to take him down. Have ambition to back him on work. Look at work, pussy, dirty croft. Big stinking, dirty croft.
Go suck your mama, Jaden. Go suck your mama. Oh, go name out your big stinking mama. Hey boy, go suck your mama. Go read that song for T. Marie come back in your life. Batty boy, go suck your mother. Go suck your mama. Let's see this, pops.
Everything them in a real life to the Blamdem. Blamdem, me no want to get involved.
Then where I chat off your batty mouth for them?
Me no want nobody do me nothing.
Then where I chat off your mouth for them?
Tell them Blamdem.
Me not tell them nothing, me not beat for you.
Me no involved, you understand?
So where they follow me up for?
No, me not follow you up. You know internet this dog.
So you just got a new word added to your list. Are you ready to write it down?
Yeah.
Jakes.
Definitely he's a talented animator right there. Shout out to him. Remember to leave it a comment section what you think about all the news that I had to break for you guys today. Let me know what you guys want me to cover next. Make sure you're subscribing and hitting the like button. We're going to have some more news developing soon, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to subscribe to the channel. and look out for the next upload. This was my session dancehall scene. I'll see you guys next time.